Hello everyone, and welcome back to Hike-ALOT. Today we're diving into one of the most effective land navigation techniques out there, and that is terrain association. So whether you're hiking the trail or just exploring in the outback, being able to match up the land to your map and what all's around you is going to help keep you safe. So let's jump in. Terrain association is the process of using natural and man-made features in conjunction with your map and your compass, and to keep you oriented while you're out in the field, so that it's not just shooting a specific bearing and walking in a specific direction. So it allows you to kind of flow with the land a little bit more, so you're just not 100% dependent on the actual compass itself. So let's break it down. So obviously the first thing we notice on the map is always the contour lines, and we all know that the closer they are together, the steeper the incline or decline, and then the more spread out they are, the more flat the terrain is. But that alone isn't what we're talking about here. We want to use other features like roads and rivers and ridges and valleys and peaks. So the goal is to kind of identify the landmarks around you and use those to confirm your location while you're out mobile in the field. So from where I'm sitting right now, if we look off into the horizon, I can see this peak. I'll throw a picture of that right over here. And then as we pan toward the east, we come up on this long ridge line right through here. Come through here, down that ridge. And as we drop down into the floor, you can see the valley here. So I'll show you guys a picture of this over here. Throw that right over here. And as we continue to pan around, get this little peak down here. Come through here, we got this big mountain ridge. I'm actually sitting right about here on my map. So I've got this big mountain behind us, which actually looks like this. I got this peak over here, this peak over here, and this peak over here. So pretty good idea of where I am from an orientation perspective, and I can even see this one over here. So I want to leave here, and I want to actually go get some water because my grail is just about out. So I see there's a waterway over here. So I think I'm right along in here. So if we go westward, I should hit this draw. We're going to follow the draw down, see if we can find water. And we're going to do that without the compass. So I'm going to put that away, and then what we're going to do is we're going to put this mountain range right through here. We're going to put all this incline to our left shoulder, and we're going to continue westward until we hit that draw. And then we hit the draw, we're going to turn and follow it down until we hit water. Let's see if it works. Bo and I are putting the big incline to our left, and we are just moseying through the woods at this point. Now, one thing that's important to keep in mind with terrain association as you're walking, you always want to frequently check your map and keep your bearings somewhat straight. Make sure you're reading as many of the terrain features as possible. Topo looks like she knows which way to go. The terrain's starting to get a little rocky, starting to get a downhill pitch. So I'm pretty sure I see our draw coming up. And here it is. This is what I was looking for right here. This is the big deep draw. You can see it running down into this bottom down here that Topo's headed. Mountain goes all the way up to there. So the terrain runs right down across here. Draws down into here. Goes up about that much on the same side. So we're going to drop down to this bottom, follow it out. Topo's moving through this terrain far faster than I am, but we've now made it into the bottom. So we're surrounded all the way around. I have a feeling when it rains through here, a lot of water moves through. So the map shows water in here, so the further down we go, we should get some. It's more than just runoff for it to be showing, but it does show it starting further down. So my guess is it's spring fed. And we're getting our first signs of water right here. Topo almost fell into it. Right now she's trying to figure out how to get around the briars. Let's go down and see if we can find some more. Starting to see more and more little pools here and there of water. Evidence of it on the ground, moisture here and there. There's little pockets between the rocks. Let's get down until we find enough to actually scoop. Here looks like a good spot right up here. Now we actually have consistent flow of the water. So yeah, this stuff's spring fed. Little deep pocket right over here. We'll get our water there. If I could keep the dog from walking in all my water, that would be nice. Oh, that's good. Okay, so we are generally right along in here somewhere. So to get back over here, I know there's a road bed that's come over here, which again is not on the map, but we're going to turn. I'm going to put the mountain on my right now, put this draw to my back, and we're going to walk dead east. All right. I have the draw behind me. Mountain is up that way, so we're going this way. Another feature to pay attention to, where's the sun? We know it generally rises in the east, sets in the west. We're getting closer to midday, so it's kind of off at this angle. Means we're going the right way. Still making sure the sun's at about the same spot. Mountain's still over here. Still plowing forward. Ground's starting to level out a bit now. And here we are, popping right back up on the dirt road that is going to be directly to our east. We hit it. We're going to turn uphill, headed south. So this way. This is going to take us back to the truck. Okay, so a couple tips to just keep in mind when you're using terrain association. The first one, I mentioned it earlier, frequently check your map. It's far easier to stay on course than it is to try to get back after you've kind of deviated and gotten off course. And then you're looking for like large, unmistakable, real benchmarks and stuff to orient yourself against. I'm pretty sure this mountain isn't going to move behind us. Did mention earlier, you know, man-made features like that road doesn't show up on my map, so you can't 100% bet the farm on those things, but big natural features, they have a tendency to stick around. Additionally, you want to use handrails and backstops. We use the mountain as our handrail to keep us straight, and then we use that dirt road that we knew was out there as our backstop. So when I hit it, I knew I was not going to go any further. I was going to turn and come uphill. And then, like we're doing today, we're practicing in a familiar place. I have the luxury of being pretty darn comfortable with this property. I know where I'm at on it. It's easier to practice in somewhere that you are familiar with before you venture out into the unknown. And that, in a nutshell, is terrain association. Like, it's no more complex than that. But mastering the skill will make it a far more confident navigator while you're out and about, and it keeps you safe in the wilderness. It definitely aids in it. And if you found this helpful, give it a thumbs up, like, follow if you haven't, or come out to Hike-ALOT and check out one of the land navigation for hikers classes that we offer. Got one coming up pretty soon. Now, outside of that, go grab a map, hit the trail, and put all this stuff into practice, because practice definitely makes perfect. We'll see you out there soon.